So now what I'm going to do is try the wig on to make sure I like where the cap is placed. Alright, so I like where the cap is underneath here, where the beginning of my forehead is, but I don't know if you all could see this part, but the hairline starts right about here, and this cap is right at this point. So what I'm going to do is cut some of that back and do the same thing on this side as well, because it's doing the exact same thing. Like I can still see that cap underneath. So what I'm going to do next is, again, move the wig or the frontal out of my way with some clips and pinning it back. And I'm just going to take a little alcohol to clean up around the perimeter, because there's a lot of dried got to be glue-free spray there, and I just want to remove all of that. And because, like, I don't know if you all can see that, because my hairline is, like, at this point, like the little fine hairs are catching some of that that freeze spray, and I don't want to put any alcohol there. I'm just going to go over it with my foundation that matches my skin tone, just to conceal it a little bit. And I'm just using a powder foundation for that process. And now that I can't see the cap anymore, what I'm going to do is add just a little powder foundation around the perimeter of the frontal, just a little bit to tint it a little bit, because I just want it to blend in even more. So I'm just going to tint it a little bit using my powder foundation. So what I'm going to do now is make sure that, again, before I go in and adhere anything down, everything is where I want it to be. And then I'm just going to go in and apply the clean. Well, before I do that, I actually want to protect my skin, so I'm just going to use a little of this Pump It Up spray. This product does leave a little shine, which is fine with me. So, yeah, this is just a warning for those who aren't looking to have a lot of shine on their forehead. All right, so now that that has dried, as you can tell, it is a bit shiny. And again, that's perfectly fine with me. So what I'm gonna do now is just make sure that my hairline is where I want it to be. Not forcing anything, right there. And I'm just gonna go in at this point and then cut the frontal around my ear, or both ears. So I'm gonna start right there, and then I'm gonna cut around. So I'm just gonna pull it taut a little bit, cut here, and now I'm gonna move the hair in a C shape from around my ear. And as you see, it is perfectly around my ear. Nothing's cutting me in the back because I cut all of that off. And yeah, this is perfect for me. So I'm just gonna move to the other side and do the exact same thing. And see, there's still a little material cutting into my ear. So I'm just gonna cut that off there. And it's lying flat now. So now that that is done, I'm just going to take like a large rubber band and push all of this hair loosely, of course, because I don't want to mess up the curls. And now I'm just going to go about positioning the frontal now that I'm about to adhere it onto my forehead. All right, so now that the first layer is done drying, I'm just gonna go in and add my second layer. All right, now that that's done, I have one more layer to go in with. So now that everything is clear, what I'm gonna do is slowly pull down the front portion of the frontal in front of where the glue is, like so. I'm just gonna do that to all of, well, both sides as well. And I'm just gonna take my comb and just continue to massage all of these bits in. And so I'm gonna check to make sure that all of the areas that I do want down are down by just slowly lifting and pulling to make sure. And what I'm gonna do again at this point is just cut a little bit more of the lace off, just so that I can gain a better assessment of what it is that I'm dealing with. All right, and so there are still a few areas that I can go in and add more glue. I'm just gonna do this in sections. Now that that is complete, what I'm gonna do is go over it one more time with a little of my foundation powder, and that's just to get rid of any cast around where the lace is. That way it can blend in a little better with my scalp. Be careful not to get too much powder all over the place. So I'm gonna go in at this point and then cut just a tad bit more of the lace off, but not too close to where the actual hairs begin. I want to keep some on there so that my frontal doesn't shed too much. Now I'm just going to create a few baby hairs by cutting off some of these pieces. I'm gonna take some of this pomade first and then the jam, and then just swoop it into the hairs because I don't want too many baby hairs. Alright, so now that the baby hairs are completely laid, I am just going to go in and style this hair to my liking once I've completed my makeup, because as we all know, curly hair sets, and I already put a hair custard or pudding into it, so it's just going to set. But right now this is what it's looking like. I'm really loving it. It's something about curly hair that I tend to love. So yeah, I'll show you all the finished result once the hair has set. So I'm just, like I said in the previous video, let this hair sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you all what it looks like once I finish putting on my makeup. And yeah, that'll be it. Alright, so I didn't have time to do like a closing or anything, but this is how the hair ended up turning out. I absolutely love the way that it's looking like. I don't know, low-key, I feel like curly hair is my favorite hair to wear. So yeah, I'm just going to end this video here, and until next time, guys, I will talk to you all in my next video.